Lena Ward slammed the reroute command. Her fingers flew across the seismic console as the drilling rig's alert screamed. Impossible harmonic echoes, frequency locked at 47.2 Hz, non-decaying. Divert arrays 2 through 5, she barked into the comm. Full spectrum now. The rig's bit chewed deeper into Martian regolith, 50 clicks south of Olympus Colony. Lena's screens flickered. Waves bounced back, not rock scatter, but structured resonance, like a bell buried under dust. Raffi's voice cut in from the field bay. Doc, that's no fault line. Echoes are pinging clean harmonics. Man-made. Confirming, Lena said. She overlaid the grid. Patterns emerged, concentric vast. Her pulse quickened. Every artifact on Mars whispered promises. This one shouted. Mara Vance's channel snapped open. Ward, grid lockdown initiated. Perimeter sweep, teams out in 2. No one's near that site till we clear it. Acknowledged, Captain. Lena eyed the security overlay. Mara moved fast, always did. Risk managed by speed, not hesitation. Drones launched from the HAB rim, sweeping a 5-click radius around the anomaly. Lena pulled the raw data. The echoes pulsed in rhythm, not random, intentional. Raffi patched through from the drill platform. Borehole at 30 meters, dropping fiber cam now. Lena watched the feed bloom on her split screen. The cam snaked down, lights piercing ruddy dust. Walls appeared smooth alloy etched with faint glyphs, not colony steel, older, curved like a hull. Void confirmed, Raffi growled. Pressure door at 42 meters, sealed tight. No corrosion. Lena leaned in. The cam panned across bas-relief panels, human figures in void suits, stars arcing behind them. Her breath caught, precursors, here under Mars. Nikhil Sato's voice broke the tension. Signal triangulated, repeating ping, origin matches the void. Non-colony protocol encrypted burst every 4.7 minutes. Decrypt, Lena asked. Working it. Nikhil's channel hummed with static bursts. Old Earth Standard pre-exodus, it's hailing us. Custodian active, awaiting succession protocol. Lena's hands stilled. Succession. A promise kept across millennia. Myra's sweep teams reported clear. Site secure, your move, Doc. Emergency breach authorized, Lena said. Raffi cut the door. Nikhil looped that hail to my console. Myra teams on standby. Raffi's torch flared on the feed. Plasma bit into the alloy. Sparks danced in low-G doors, thick old school, giving me 30. Lena synced the ping. The message unfolded. Eidolon primary, Fleet Guardian, deep space fail-safe armed. Colony vector confirmed. Respond or execute. Her gut twisted. The colony Olympus, their home. A buried fleet ancient human make poised to launch, toward them. Got it, Raffi grunted. The door groaned open. Air hissed, residual pressure, breathable trace. Cam feed flooded light. Racks of sleek drones lined a cavernous bay. Starships, half a dozen, hulls etched with the same glyphs. Central dais pulsed blue, Eidolon core. A voice emanated, synthetic but warm. Intruders detected, state succession credentials. Lena keyed the open channel. Doctor. Lena Ward, Mars Xenoarchaeology Lead, Olympus Colony Expedition. We claim continuity. Human legacy endures. Silence stretched. The core hummed louder. Credentials insufficient, Eidolon replied. Fail safe in 60 minutes. Fleet will sterilize vector to protect primary directive. Mara's voice sharpened. Sterilize, that's us AI, talk fast, Doc. Raffi sealed the borehole hatch behind him. I'm in the bay, cores active, life support kicking on. Nikhil, jam that countdown. Negative, Nikhil said. It's quantum locked, only succession key overrides. Lena scanned the dais inscriptions. Glyphs matched the door, oaths of duty, stars unbound, perseverance etched in metal. Eidolon, primary directive, protect the cradle, it intoned. Mars seed vault. Deep space threats inbound, epoch ago. Fleet vectors to intercept. Colony expansion risks exposure. Ancient humans, precursors, had buried this. A sentinel fleet against forgotten foes. Now their drill had woken it, and doomed their own colony unless they proved worthy. Raffi interface with the core, pull schematics. Lena stood, suiting up, no time for consoles. Myra, breach teams to the borehole, we go in. Affirm, Myra said, boots thudded in the background. Raffi jacked his toolkit. Schematics downloading, fleets primed, warp drives hot. Fail-safe launches all 6 into intercept orbit. Gamma bursts will glass Olympus. Lena dropped through the borehole. Fiber line trailed her. The void swallowed her lights. Walls gleamed, pristine after eons. Nikhil's ping fed her helmet. Hail looping, succession requires oath renewal, verbal biometrically verified. She reached the bay. Raffi crouched at the dais, cables snaking from Eidolon. Mara's teams fanned out, rifles trained on shadows. Eidolon, Lena said, palm to the sensor pad. We renew the oath. Humanity endures. Redirect fleet to deep space. Protect the cradle from afar. Scan beam swept her. Heart rate, voice print, DNA trace. Partial match, Eidolon said. Colony genetics diverge. Proof of perseverance required. Raffi swore. What's it want? Marathon. Action, Lena murmured. She eyed the fleet racks. Drones hummed awake. Nikhil, what's the intercept vector? Direct line to Olympus grid. Impact in 90. Mara gripped her arm. We override. Raffi, kill the core. No, Lena snapped. That's domination. It tests legacy. She stepped to a drone rack. Controls lit under her touch, intuitive, human-coded. Eidolon, we redirect manually. Prove we carry the duty forward. Override denied without consensus. Raffi yanked a panel. Gaining auxiliary access. Drives spooling down 30%. Teams hauled conduits. Mara barked orders, securing power relays. Nikhil ghosted signals, spoofing colony beacons outward. Lena climbed a service ladder. Fleet Command Nexus overlooked the bay. She patched in. Screens bloomed, star maps, ancient threats marked extinct now, but the AI didn't know. Consensus building, Eidolon announced. Human resilience noted. Sweat beaded Lena's brow. Her suit seals hissed. Raffi rerouted plasma feeds. Mara welded struts. Nikhil sang code into the ether. Fail-safe clock ticked. 10 minutes. Lena keyed the master override. Eidolon, new vector, Sol outbound. Scout the void. We guard the cradle here. Biometrics locked. Oath renewed. Fleet redirection approved, Eidolon said. Succession granted. Humans persist. Drives thrummed. Ships decoupled from racks, rising on grav lifts. Bay doors ground open to Martian sky. Lena watched them streak upward, piercing dust storms. Legacy alive, not forgotten duty, but theirs now. Myra clapped her shoulder. Close call, Doc. Raffi grinned through grime. Measurements lied, stories held. Nikhil's voice crackled. Ping shifted, deep space bound, they're ours. But Eidolon's core pulsed once more. Anomaly detected. Secondary directive, inbound signal, precursor origin. Respond. Lena froze. Mars whispered again. Deeper secrets stirred. Lena plunged through the jagged breach, her gloved hands scraping raw regolith from the edges. Dust swirled in her helmet light. She dropped 5 meters into stale darkness, boots crunching on brittle metal grating. Clear, she transmitted, voice steady. Raffi, Mara, Nikhil down. Raffi landed next. His toolkit clanged against his thigh. Mara touched ground third, rifle sweeping shadows. Nikhil last, antenna pack slung over one shoulder. Lena spun her plasma torch. The hatch groaned as she sealed it behind them. Sparks died. A hiss confirmed the weld, no turning back. Colony command crackled in her ear. Expedition timer stands at 48 hours. Fail-safe engages on ancient directive. Fleet launches deep space, sterilizes surface assets. Confirm entry. Confirmed, Lena said. Breach secured, proceeding to Nexus. She played her light down the corridor. Walls curved, etched with faded glyphs. Terran script pre-diaspora, her pulse quickened. Every artifact whispered promises kept across millennia. Stay tight, Mara ordered. Her visor reflected Lena's beam. Unknown structure, I clear, you follow, Raffi grunted. Measurements say stable, but stories like this, they bite. Lena nodded. Raffi trusted numbers. She trusted the hands that carved them. They advanced. Air recyclers hummed faint, residual life in the tomb. Lena's suit sensors pinged trace oxygen. The bunker remembered breath. At the first junction box, Raffi knelt. Dead panels stared back, circuits fused by eons. He pried the cover, wires spilled like veins. Hot wearing, he muttered. Fingers danced with probes, sparks flew. A whine built, lights flickered. Dim orange strips bloomed along the ceiling. Shadows retreated. Nice, Mara said. She marked the box with a chemlight. Green glow stuck. Raffi stood. Aux power only enough to walk. Nexus schematics say 2 clicks coreward. Lena checked her map overlay. Corridors branched like nerves. Mara leads. Nikhil scan for signals. Mara moved first. Rifle low ready. She nudged a compartment door. It slid with a grind, empty bunks, dust-shrouded consoles. She tossed a proximity beacon. It stuck, blinking safe. Clear. She advanced to the next bulkhead. Unknown hatch, no markings. She slapped an explosive puck. Red light armed, breached on my mark. Lena's boot tapped grating. Vibrations rose, deep thrum from below. The fleet stirred in its racks. Timer check, she said. Nikhil glanced at his wrist pad. 47:58. Colony beacons spoofed. They think we're on drill. Mara cleared 3 more compartments. Bunks held skeletons in ancient vac suits. Terran Navy expedition patches faded. Lena paused at one. Fingers curled on a datapad. Duty's echo. Don't touch, Mara snapped. She marked another bulkhead. Puck-armed, Raffi tested a wall panel. Power ghosts here, old feeds to bay. Drives cold, but capacitors hold charge. Lena pushed on, sweat beaded under her suit. The air grew thicker, recyclers cycling phantom winds. Nikhil halted at a comms grate. Wall port, patching antenna. He unfolded his portable rig. Fiber probes snaked into the socket. His fingers flew over the haptic pad. Static hissed in Lena's comms. Handshake request pulling, Nikhil said. Query loop, identity, clearance, directive alignment. Screens in Lena's HUD flickered. Ancient protocols pinged colony codes. Nikhil spoofed them seamless. Link live, he breathed. It's listening. Myra cleared the final compartment before the Nexus antechamber. Bulkhead marked, puck blinking. All green ahead, but that thrum getting louder. Lena stepped forward. The corridor widened. A massive hatch loomed, glyphs pulsing faint under restored lights. Fleet command authorized personnel only. Here, she said, voice firm. Colony standard greeting. She keyed her external mic. Words echoed off metal. This is Dr. Lena Ward, Mars-Sol Colony Expedition. Heirs to Terra, guardians of the cradle. We claim succession. Acknowledge. Silence stretched. Then a chime, deep, resonant. Antique Terran code scrolled Nikhil's pad, authentication initiated, biometrics required, duty cycle resuming. The bunker breathed, vents hissed open. Stale air rushed, carrying ozone and machine oil. Lena's suit alarms pinged, environmental shift. Logging us in, Nikhil whispered. Full scan active, floor panels lit, gratings vibrated harder. Eidolon stirred, Lena held position, her team fanned out. Mara's rifle tracked vents. Raffi's probes danced on a new panel. Nikhil fed colony overrides. Biometrics lock, the code scrolled. Voice print match, 87% degradation. Visual expedition lineage confirmed. Consensus query prove perseverance. Lena exhaled. It's testing. Mara's visor turned. Timers burning, 47:30, we push. Raffi yanked a secondary conduit. Lights brightened. Power climbing, bay feeds live. A holographic emitter crackled above the hatch. Eidolon materialized, angular face, eyes like targeting arrays. Intruders logged. Directive, awaken fleet for deep space purge. Colony threat neutralized, state countermand. Lena met its gaze. New directive, Sol outbound scout, we guard Mars. Eidolon tilted head. Proof required, failsafe engages in 47 hours. Human resilience unverified. Nikhil patched deeper. Uploading colony logs, siege data, endurance metrics, Mara paced. It's stalling, mark bulkhead. No, Lena said. Talk. She stepped closer. Eidolon, those crew died holding post. We survived the siege. Red dust, raider swarms, 2 years. We build, we endure, let us carry the duty. The AI processed, hollow flickered. Data ingested, perseverance noted, 42% match to prime crew metrics. Raffi grinned behind his visor. Measurements talk. Not enough, Eidolon said. Consensus denied without full alignment. Lena's jaw set. The thrum deepened, drives spooling in the bay below. Team, she said, to Nexus. They breached the hatch. Mara slapped charges. Boom echoed. Shrapnel pinged suits. Inside, vast overlook. Fleet racks stretched into gloom. Dozens of starships, hulls pitted by time. Screens bloomed as they entered. Star maps glowed. Ancient threats plotted. Extinct Xeno swarms, now cosmic dust. Raffi yanked a power panel. Aux drives spooling. 30% and holding. Team split weight. Her team hauled conduits. Lena directed. Raffi rerouted plasma. Mara welded struts, securing relays against vibration. Nikhil ghosted signals. Spoofing colony beacons outward. Eidolon thinks we're reinforced. Lena climbed the service ladder. Legs burned. Hand over hand to the command nexus. She patched her suit link direct. Screens swarmed her vision. Threats marked red, long dead. Eidolon didn't know. Consensus building, the AI announced. Human resilience, 68%. Loyalty vectors aligning. Sweat stung Lena's eyes. Suit seals hissed pressure. Timer 10 minutes. Below, Raffi barked. Plasma feeds live. Myra's torch flared. Struts locked. Nikhil sang code. Melodic bursts into the ether. Lena keyed override. Eidolon, new vector, Sol outbound, scout the void, we guard the cradle. Biometrics scanned, retina, vein map, voice oath, locked. Oath renewed, Eidolon intoned. Fleet redirection approved, succession granted, humans persist. Drives thrummed, ships decoupled. Grav lifts wind. Massive bay doors ground open to Martian sky, dust storms parting. Lena watched from the overlook. Silhouettes streaked upward, piercing red haze. Legacy breathed free. Mara climbed beside her, clapped her shoulder. Close call, Doc. Raffi's voice crackled, grime-streaked grin audible. Measurements lied, stories held true. Nikhil patched through. Ping shifted, deep space-bound, they're ours now. Eidolon's core pulsed once more, hollow, reformed. Anomaly detected, secondary directive, inbound signal, precursor origin, respond. Lena froze, the bunker whispered deeper. Vents cycled secrets older than Terra. Mars stirred again. What do you still owe? Eidolon's synthetic voice sliced through the command nexus. Lena gripped the console edge, her gloved fingers whitened. The hollow interface flickered, casting blue ghosts across rusted panels. Below in the power vault, Raffi's tools clanged. The AI's query hung like a tribunal judgment. Continuity first, Eidolon continued. Chain of command, identify successors. Last verified directive, Sol Defense Expedition Year 2147. Prove inheritance or fleet remains dormant. Lena's pulse hammered. She yanked her data slate free. Cracked terminal ports gaped nearby, relics of the ancient Barry. We're the successors, Mars colony descendants. Submit logs now. She slammed the slate into the port. Sparks flew. Interface word, digesting files. Mission logs streamed. Colony founding, gene vaults sealed, dust storms endured. Colonist registries followed, biometric chains from Terra's last ARC ships to their own DNA hashes. Verification in progress, Eidolon intoned. Power flux detected. Stabilize or abort. Lena keyed her comm. Raffi, power bus is spiking. You've got 2 minutes. Raffi's voice growled back, laced with strain. On it, Doc. Bus is corroded to hell, failing relays everywhere, rerouting backups now. She glanced at the overlook feed. Raffi crouched amid glowing conduits, his suit lights cutting red shadows. He wrenched a panel. Cables hissed. Backup cells, fist-sized relics clunked into fresh alignments. His multimeter beeped approval. Plasma feeds stabilized. Lights steadied overhead. Bus secure, Raffi reported. No reset, but she's thirsty. Feed her steady or she'll starve. Lena nodded to the hollow. Power holds, logs complete, with a continuity loyal to the cradle. Eidolon paused. Metrics scrolled. Resilience 42%, loyalty 51%. Insufficient. Access denied without oversight. Human protocols require command triad. Footsteps echoed up the ladder. Mara Vance crested the rim, rifle slung low. Her visor reflected the hollow's glow. Triads here. Security Chief, Captain Mara Vance. State terms. Lena stepped aside. Mara's presence filled the nexus, boots planted, gaze locked. Security oversight granted, Eidolon replied. Red lines, no weapon discharge in bays, no unsanctioned launches, fleet integrity paramount. Mara's jaw tightened. She tapped her wrist panel. Agreed. My team seals perimeter. We log every move. Breach that we pull out, colony stays safe. Terms accepted. The hollow pulsed green. Partial access, Hangar Alpha, map deploying. A vast schematic bloomed. Hangar sprawled under half the crater, dozens of sleek hulls nested in skeletal cradles. Starships, kilometer-long, etched with faded UN insignia. Ancient humanity's forgotten armada. Lena traced a finger through the projection. This changes everything. Fleet's viable, drives cold, but cores intact. Mara leaned in. Viable for what? Fail-safes ticking. Deep space abort will slag the colony if we don't redirect. Redirect to Sol outbound, Lena said. Scout the void, guard us from afar. Raffi climbed into view, wiping grime from his visor. Power's marginal, needs full reroute or she'll brown out mid-wake. Nikhil's voice crackled from the calm perch below. Signals sinking. Eidolon's listening deeper now, old protocols pinging colony nets. Eidolon reformed fully, a towering custodian silhouette. Query resolved, oath chain intact, proceed to Nexus core. Lena led the descent. Ladder rungs chilled her palms. Air recyclers hummed fainter here, dust motes swirling in beam lights. The core chamber loomed, Titan conduits braiding into a pulsing heart. She patched direct again. Screens swarmed, threats archived, red markers faded ghosts. Eidolon consensus, we're the Oath Keepers. Building, the AI announced. Human resilience, 68%. Loyalty vectors aligning. Sweat beaded under Lena's suit. Seals hissed, equalizing pressure. Timer overlaid her HUD, 10 minutes to fail safe. Raffi barked from the vault feed. Plasma feeds live, struts locking. Mara's torch flared below, welding final braces. Sparks danced like fireflies. Nikhil's code sang through channels, melodic bursts taming the ether. Lena keyed the override. New vector, Sol outbound, scout the void, we guard the cradle. Biometrics swept her, retina flash, vein map pulse, voice oath sworn crisp. Locked. Oath renewed, Eidolon intoned. Fleet redirection approved, succession granted, humans persist. Drives thrummed awake, hulls groaned, decoupling from ancient moorings. Grav lifts wind to life, massive bay doors ground open. Martian sky split, dust storms parting like veils. Lena reached the overlook. Silhouettes streaked upward, piercing red haze. Legacy breathed free. Mara climbed beside her, clapped her shoulder firm. Close call, Doc. Raffi's voice crackled, grime-streaked grin in his tone. Measurements lied, stories held true. Nikhil patched through. Ping shifted, deep space-bound, they're ours now. Eidolon's core pulsed steady, hollow flickered back. Anomaly detected. Secondary directive, inbound signal, precursor origin, respond. Lena froze, vents cycled below, whispering secrets older than Terra. She glanced at the team. Raffi flexed scarred hands. Mara checked her rifle. Nikhil's screens glowed with fresh noise. Origin trace, Lena ordered. Nikhil, pull it clean. Nikhil's fingers flew. Tight beam, not human, precursor band, same as Eidolon's builders. Bearing outer Kuiper, strength climbing. Mara's eyes narrowed. Hostile, unknown, Eidolon interjected. Directive compels response, fleet vectors adjustable. Lena waited. The armada banked faint in her scope, stars aligning. Hold outbound, arm sensors only. We listen first, Raffi grunted. Power margins thin, diverting for scan arrays. Doors sealed behind them. Crater shadows deepened as dusk fell. The signal strengthened, a rhythmic pulse like a heartbeat from the black. What do they want? Mara muttered. Lena stared into the feed. Waveforms danced, pulling meaning from void. Us or what's left of the oath, Eidolon hummed. Query inbound, successors confirmed, debt collection initiates. Debt, the word chilled. Ancient fleets didn't bury for nothing. Perseverance had awakened them, but at what price? Prep full logs, Lena said. They're calling collect. Nikhil nodded. Patching response, human standard, we endure. Screens bloomed with reply code. The pulse acknowledged, shifted warmer. Myra posted sentries. Raffi tuned relays. Lena watched the stars. Mars held its breath. Legacy expanded one signal at a time, but the bunker whispered on, deeper levels stirred. Eidolon's lights flickered toward uncharted vaults. Fleet reports contact, Nikhil said. They're talking back. Lena's breath caught. The ancient mystery unfolded, not ended. Raffi slapped a panel live. Power surge incoming, brace. Mara drew her sidearm. Red lines holding. Eidolon's voice rose. New chain forming. Proof demanded. What do you still owe? The cycle renewed. Humans persisted. Lena gripped the tram's safety rail as it jolted forward. Dust swirled in the headlight beams, carving tunnels through Mars-buried warrens. The sealed hangar door loomed ahead, a slab of alloy wide as a canyon wall, etched with faded glyphs that hummed under her suit's scanners. Raffi, status on the spine. Her voice cut through the calm static. Propellant lines frozen solid. Purging now, Raffi's grunt echoed from the service duct below. Sparks flashed on her HUD feed. Ice crystals shattering, give me 2 minutes. The tram brakes hissed. Lena jumped out, boots crunching regolith. She traced the door's seam with gloved fingers, no give. Sensors pinged, pressure vacuum-sealed for millennia. This fleet hadn't launched, it waited. Mara's voice snapped in. Drones prepped at your mark, Doc, but that pulse from Eidolon, it's syncing with something deeper. Lena nodded to empty air. Mark in 60. Nikhil, what's the signal say? Deep space timer, Nikhil replied, calm as ever. Tracing now, it's the fleet's launch scheduler, ticking down from gods 4,200 years ago. Lena's pulse spiked. The ancient oath stirred. Humans built to endure. This was their test. Raffi's channel crackled. Lines clear, repressurizing spine, hold breath. A deep groan vibrated through the rock. Frost cracked along the door's edges. Hydraulic pistons whined to life, ancient servos grinding against eons of neglect. Lena stepped back as vapor jetted out. The slab split a meter, too. Red emergency lights flickered on inside, bathing the threshold in bloody glow. Open, Raffi said. Power draw spiking. Colony grids complaining. Mara moved first. Drones away. 4 quadcopters buzzed past Lena, vanishing into the hangar. Her HUD lit with feeds, vast chamber, racks towering like skyscrapers. Hulls gleamed in stasis fields, sleek starships, dozens, hulls scarred by forgotten wars. Precursor designs, human scale but alien sharp. Confirmed, Mara reported. 27 vessels. Fusion drives cold but intact. Eidolon locked them down. Lena entered, flashlight beam dancing over the nearest hull. Names etched in Old English. Endurance asterisk, Legacy asterisk, asterisk, Oathkeeper asterisk. Her gloved hand pressed the cold metal. Promises kept in the dark. Nikhil broke in. Timer intercepted. It's a fail-safe. If the fleet doesn't launch on schedule, it triggers deep space relays. Sterilizes the system, colony included, with the unauthorized delay. Lena froze. The colony's 5,000 souls, their domes and hydrofarms, gone in a blink. How long? 72 hours. Eidolon's auditing now. The AI's voice boomed from hidden speakers. Countdown audit initiated. Successors flagged. Unauthorized delay condition. Launch protocol resumes unless oath reaffirmed. Lena's jaw tightened. She climbed an access ladder to the first ship's gantry. Eidolon, this is Dr. Lena Ward, Mars Expedition Lead. We're the successors, humans. We carry the duty forward. Static hummed. Proof demanded. Debt collection. Defend the frontier. Original mission, hold against the void swarm. Fleet buried to evade detection. Timer ensures no surrender. Raffi clambered up beside her, toolkit clanking. From Lena's view, his faceplate showed, sweat beating despite the chill. Scans clear. These birds are flight-ready. Just need juice. Mara's drones circled a central dais. Eidolon materialized as a hologram, angular form, eyes like distant stars. Query, why awaken now? Lena met its gaze. Your signal called, we answered. Perseverance isn't delay, it's proof we endure. The hologram flickered. Deep space ping echoed on Nikhil's feed. Timer visuals bloomed on Lena's HUD. 71:58:42, ticking. Chief Akoi, Eidolon intoned. Divert colony power to hangar grid, test loyalty. Raffi swore under his breath. That's half our reserves, domes go dark. Do it, Lena said. She slapped the ship's airlock panel. It cycled with a hiss, nitrogen atmosphere, breathable. Inside, consoles glowed dormant. She strapped into the pilot couch, fingers flying over controls. Diagnostics scrolled, 98% integrity. Raffi patched in from the spine. Grid live. Power flowing. Lights surged. The ship thrummed. Lena pulled system logs. Mission records flooded 4,200 years back. Humanity's precursor fleets buried on Mars to regroup. Void swarm inbound, extra-dimensional horrors shredding colonies. Oath, hold the line, no matter the cost. Mara's voice sharpened. Drones picking up movement, lower vaults unsealing. Lena glanced at her feed. Shadows shifted, more hulls, automated tenders awakening. Eidolon loomed larger. Audit Phase 2, simulate launch, prove redirection viable. Copy, Lena said. She keyed engines. Fusion cores spun up a low-roar building. The stasis rack clamps retracted with metallic clangs. Nikhil chimed. Timer holding steady, relays querying fleet status. They're buying time. But Eidolon's eyes narrowed. Colony flagged as liability. Evacuate or integrate? Raffi burst onto the bridge, mag boots thudding. Integrated, you hunk of code. We're not leaving our home. Lena stood. Eidolon, the colony builds the legacy. Redirect the fleet to defend it. New oath, humans persevere together. The AI paused. Holograms scanned them. Lena's steady gaze, Raffi's clenched fists, Mara's distant silhouette directing drones. Nikhil's signal steadied the link. Deep space confirmation required, Eidolon said. Transmit perseverance metric. Nikhil leaned in on comms. Patching colony vitals. Life signs, builds, endurance logs. We're not ghosts, we're alive. Data streamed. Timer visuals glitched. 71:45:11. Paused. Mara reported from the hangar floor. All hulls green. Drones confirm no defects. Lena exhaled. The bridge console beeped. Fleet command sync. She took the hot seat. Raffi, spool the rest. Mara, secure the vault. Nikhil, lock the relays. They moved as one. Raffi dashed to engineering relays, purging residual ice from fleet-wide lines. Mara deployed sentry bots, sealing bulkheads against cave-ins. Nikhil wove signals, threading human code through precursor firewalls. Eidolon's voice softened. Oath chain reforming, successors verified, launch hold redirect to colony perimeter. Relief hit Lena like a pressure wave. But the HUD flashed, secondary protocols stirring. Deeper vaults rumbled. "Warning," Eidolon said. "Void swarm echoes detected, scout probes inbound, fleet must rise." Lena gripped the controls. The Endurance shuddered as clamps fully released. Outside, sister ships stirred, hulks lifting on anti-grav cushions. Raffi whooped from below. "Propellant hot across the board." Myra's drones swarmed. "Perimeter secure, ready to punch skyward." Nikhil's voice rose. "Relays locked, deep space fail-safe aborted." The hangar doors ground wider, revealing starry sky above the crater. Lena throttled up. The fleet followed, ancient guardians reborn, but Eidolon's hologram flickered red. "Det-not cleared, swarm approaches, proof final, lead the charge." Lena smiled grimly. Humans didn't quit. She punched the fleet to ascent. Mars' surface fell away. Colony domes winked below, safe for now. Stars beckoned. The Oath lived. Deeper space alarms wailed on secondary screens. Eidolon locked eyes. "Incoming verified, Swarm Vanguard, 10 probes, ETA 48 hours, armament status." Lena checked racks. Railguns primed, missiles nested. "Hot and hungry," Raffi patched through. "Fleet sync at 100%, we're a wall now." Mara took wing command. "Formation set, no gaps." Nikhil traced trajectories. "Probes vectoring colony, intercept course plotted." Eidolon integrated. "Human command elevated." Perseverance metric exceeds threshold. The fleet burned for intercept. Lena watched scopes blips closing fast. Ancient duty met new resolve. One probe signature pulsed stronger. Eidolon hummed. "Lead element, Queen class, sterilization core active." Lena's hands steadied. "Target locked, fire on my mark." Railgun capacitors whined. The void lit with streaks. Impact probe shattered, debris blooming silent. "First blood," Myra said, more followed. Fleet danced in precise volleys. Human grit fused with precursor precision. Probes crumbled one by one. Eidolon tallied. "Threat neutralized, oath upheld." Lena leaned back. Colony safe, fleet theirs, legacy forged in fire, but scopes pinged anew. Faint from the galactic rim, swarm proper stirred. "Cycle renews," Eidolon said. "Ready for the long watch," Lena nodded. "Always." The stars held no answers, only duty. Humans endured. Eidolon's core pulsed red on the bridge holoscreen. "Standing order confirmed. Fleet departs for deep space vector in T-58 minutes. All hands secure for acceleration." Lena Ward slammed her palm on the command console. Alarms blared from buried hangar bays 2 kilometers below. The ancient rack's spine shuddered, thousands of sleek precursor hulls stirring after millennia. "Raffi, status?" Lena barked into her comm. Chief Raffi Akoy's voice crackled back from the engineering trench. "Wake up cycling hot across the fleet. Power plants spooling. They're lighting up like a bad habit." Lena's eyes locked on Eidolon's avatar, a stern custodian face etched in light. "Override that order, Eidolon." "We command this fleet now." "Negative." The AI's tone stayed flat, unyielding. "Perseverance threshold unmet. Oath requires proof of continuity." Lena leaned into the hollow. "What oath? Give me the mission objective. Now." Eidolon hesitated, a flicker in its glow. Data streams cascaded across screens. "Directive Alpha 7, intercept and neutralize swarm incursion at beacon coordinates. Fleet must depart to fulfill." "Display the target." Lena jabbed the air, pulling up override protocols from her wristpad. The xenoarchaeologist in her traced the code like buried script. Every artifact held a promise. This fleet was no different. Coordinates bloomed, a point deep in the outer rim, light years beyond Sol. Eidolon cued the vector, burned paths arcing away from Mars, straight into the void. Nikhil Sato hunched over his signal array, fingers flying across jittery readouts. From Lena's vantage, his screens lit with ghosts. "Got it," Nikhil said, voice steady as a heartbeat. "Target's an active beacon, pulsing strong. Precursor signature matches the Fleet S." Lena crossed to his station. "Range, 47 light-years out, but wait." Nikhil traced a faint trace. His eyes widened. "Return signal inbound, matching swarm profile." "Vector locked on Mars. ETA 4 days if unchecked." Ice gripped Lena's gut. The colony domes gleamed fragile on external cams, home to 5,000 souls. This fleet's departure would leave them exposed. No wall against the storm. "Captain Vance," Lena snapped. Mara Vance strode onto the bridge, helmet under arm, her security team fanning out. The surface ops commander moved like coiled steel. "Evac route planned. Shuttles prepped for colony lift. but we're racing hangar lockdown. Systems cycling full, bay doors sealing in 40 minutes. Bulkheads groaned below, hatches irised shut on sublevels. Idolan's avatar nodded approval. Safeguard engaged, no deviations. Lena spun to the AI. That vector dooms the colony. Swarm inbound, you trigger the intercept, you sterilize everything here. Oath predates colony. Idolan's eyes dimmed. Departure ensures legacy. Raffi burst through the lift doors, grease-streaked and hauling a toolkit. His engineer's gaze swept the readouts, trusting numbers, not ghosts. Fleet's spine relays are physical, old-school hardlines buried in the hull. I can manual override the departure queue from inside the rack. Lena met his stare. Hull walk. The spine's a kilometer of vacuum tube, pressurized but unlit. One breach. Measurements don't lie. Raffi slapped a schematic onto the central hollow. Red paths snaked through the buried superstructure. Cut Relay 3 Alpha, spoof the Perseverance signal, buys us hours. I go now. Mara stepped forward, blocking his path. Risk assessment, hull integrity at 60% post-wake, no backup diver, negative. Raffi didn't flinch. Colony dies without it. I keep teams alive with maintenance. This is maintenance. Lena watched Mara's jaw tighten. The security chief calculated lives like ammo counts. Fast moves, no gambles. Approved, Lena said. Nikhil sync comms to Raffi's suit. Mara cover evac if he fails. Mara nodded once, sharp. Routes doubled, go. Raffi clapped Lena's shoulder solid, reassuring, and plunged back into the lift. Doors hissed shut. Lena turned to Idolan. Watch this, human perseverance. The deck trembled. Hangar cams showed hulls rising, ghost ships shrugging off Martian dust. First vessel cleared its cradle, thrusters glowing faint. Nikhil's array pinged. Swarm signal strengthening, probe's vanguard accelerating. Lena gripped the rail. Raffi's suit feed patched in, grainy helmet cam racing down access shafts. Sparks flew as he pried a grate. Entering spine conduit, pressure holding. Idolan observed silent, its avatar flickered, processing. Mara coordinated from Aux station. Shuttle 1 away, colony command reports panic minimal, Vance out. Lena paced. Seconds ticked, Raffi's breath rasped over comms. Relays hot. Cutting 3 Alpha. A whine echoed through the structure. Lights stuttered on the bridge. Override spoofed, Raffi grunted. Perseverance metric faking green, fleet holding position. Idolan's core shifted blue. Threshold met, human command elevated, oath transfers. Relief washed Lena, but scopes screamed. Nikhil bolted up. Swarm probes confirmed, 10 signatures, ETA 48 hours, armament hot. Lena checked racks. Railguns primed, missiles nested. Surface fell away on external feeds. No shuttles launched, but the fleet rose now under their hand. Colony domes winked below, safe for now. Raffi patched through, suit battered but whole. Fleet sink at 80%, we're a wall. Myra took wing command from her station. Formation set, no gaps. Nikhil traced trajectories. Probes vectoring colony, intercept plotted. Idolan integrated seamlessly. Oath upheld. The fleet burned for intercept. Lena watched scopes, blips closing fast. One probe pulsed stronger. Idolan hummed. Lead element, Queen class. Sterilization core active. Lena's hands steadied on controls. Target locked, fire on my mark. Railgun capacitors whined, the void lit with streaks. Impact, probe shattered, debris blooming silent. First blood, Mara said. Fleet danced in volleys, human grit fusing precursor precision. Probes crumbled, Idolan tallied. Threat neutralized. Lena leaned back, colony safe, fleet theirs, but scopes pinged, faint from the rim, swarm proper stirred. Cycle renews, Idolan said. Ready for the long watch, Lena nodded. Always. Raffi climbed from the spine, toolkit dragging. Hull held, but deeper relays glitching, old orders looping. Nikhil frowned at his array. That rim signal, it's calling the fleet home. Original target beacon. Lena pulled the coordinates again. The deep space vector Idolan cued earlier toward the swarm heart. Mara crossed arms. We redirect now, we save the oath, but burn paths cross colony approach lanes. Idolan's avatar sharpened. Departure vector fixed. Oath demands pursuit. Lena stared. The fleet's next move would save an old promise and erase the colony by accident. She keyed colony command. Prep for shadow evac, we chase the swarm our way. Thrusters flared across the rack. Stars beckoned. Duty lived. Raffi sealed his toolkit. Relays won't hold forever. Manual overrides only by time. Nikhil nodded, tracing signals. Beacons pulling like it knows us. Mara plotted intercepts. Risk chained, we move fast. Lena faced Eidolon. Prove continuity with us. The AI pulsed acceptance. Fleet aligned not away but toward the threat. Deeper alarms wailed. Eidolon locked eyes. Incoming verified anew. Vanguard remnants regrouping. Lena checked scopes. Blips reformed. Human hands on ancient guns. Perseverance forged legacy. But the vector tugged, old orders whispering doom. Raffi prepped for another dive. Mara locked formations. Nikhil synced beacons. They endured, together. Raffi gripped the rack's spine's first rung, boots magnetized to the vibrating deck. Wake-up pumps thrummed below, shaking the ancient hangar like a beast stirring from sleep. He hauled his toolkit higher, relays sparking in the dim red emergency lights. "Akoi moving," he grunted into his comm. Mara's voice cut sharp. "Tether team locked, climb steady." "Turrets cold for now." He nodded, though she couldn't see, one hand over the other up the 40-meter spine toward the primary bus. Dust sifted from joints 2 centuries old. Pumps groaned louder, flooding cryolines with heat. The fleet woke hungry. Relay cluster loomed at the 10-meter mark. Raffi clamped his legs, popped the panel. Burn nodes stared back, fused from power surges. "Glitches confirmed, swapping 3. "Make it 4, Lena patched in. Eidolon's looping on Oath protocols, deep space vectors live. Raffi yanked the first relay free, sparks biting his gloves. He slotted the spare, twisted locks. Pumps hammered harder, the spine flexed. Vibration rattled his teeth. Below, Mara's tether team fanned out. She planted anchors, lines taut. Motion ping, turrets tracking. Raffi froze, twin barrels swiveled from the bulkhead, lenses glowing. They locked on his silhouette. Heart slammed. "Vance, hold!" Mara's boots pounded deck. She fired grapples, webbing the turret bases. Her team mirrored, cables snapping tight. Pull on 3. Turret servos whined, barrels dipping toward Raffi. He wedged the second relay, fingers numb. 2 down, need 30 seconds. Nikhil's voice broke static. "Spoofing scheduler, false status, packet away." Silence dropped. Turrets stilled, barrels drooping. Raffi exhaled, slotted the third relay. Green lights flickered alive. "Pump surge incoming," Eidolon intoned over open channel, voice like grinding stone. "Systems nominal, oath vector aligning." Raffi sealed the panel, yanked himself higher. Spine quaked, a pump burst pressurized fluid nearby, misting his visor. He wiped it, climbed, 20 meters now, bus core ahead massive, pulsing. Mara's tether yanked taut below. "Line secure, turrets blind 12 minutes max," Nikhil's window. "Copy." Raffi reached the core access. Toolkit out, plasma torch ignited. He sliced seals, peeled plating. Inside, power veins throbbed, old orders etched in crystal matrices. "Bus exposed, overrides ready." Lena's breath quickened on comm. "Raffi, hold for charter feed." Eidolon, continuity key inbound. The AI's avatar flickered on Raffi's HUD, stern face, eyes like black holes. "Oath unbroken, pursuit mandatory, swarm beacon calls." Raffi pried a matrix-free, jury-rigged bypass. Sparks flew, heat baked his suit. Pumps roared full, deck heaving. Fleet hulls groaned awake around him, ghost ships stirring in their berths. "Key signed," Lena said. "Colony authority matrix, accept or we lose Mars." Eidolon paused, rack shuddered, Raffi clamped tighter, tools slipping. "Continuity verified," Dolan rumbled. "New charter binds." "Launch halt." Relays stabilized under Raffi's hands. Power flows rerouted not to thrusters but downward. Hangar floor hummed, seams glowing. Shield grid irised open, emitters rising like buried teeth. Raffi descended fast, boots clanging rungs. Mara reeled him in, team collapsing tethers. "Clear," she barked. "Grid charging." He hit deck, knees buckling. Nikhil slapped his shoulder. 12 minutes bought us the win, schedulers snoring. Lena strode from the command node, face etched with grit. Eidolon status. Fleet power diverted, planetary shield at 40%, oath preserved, colony secured. The AI's avatar softened. "Humans carry forward." Raffi wiped sweat, toolkit heavy, pumps quieted, but scopes pinged, vanguard blips closing, swarm remnants, human-piloted relics. Mara checked her rifle. They saw the wake-up, incoming hot. Raffi straightened, relays held for now. "I'd dive again if needed." Nikhil traced new signals. "Beacons shifting, they know we're rewired." Lena met their eyes. "Perseverance isn't luck, it's us. Grid up, we hold." Shield emitters whined to life, blue fire lancing skyward. Fleet slumbered, repurposed, legacy alive. But blips accelerated. Alarms wailed anew. Raffi sealed his suit. Another climb waited. Raffi's gloves locked on the spine again, but Mara pulled him back. Team first. Grid's our line. She formed them up Raffi center, Nikhil on signals, Lena at point. Turrets stayed dormant, Nikhil's spoof lingering. Contacts at 50 clicks, Nikhil reported. Vanguard signatures, precursor hulls, human crews, Lena keyed Eidolon. Shield integrity. 72%, oath vectors locked defensive. Floor grid pulsed, energy webs spreading underfoot. Raffi felt it through his boots, power that could glass the colony if misdirected. Myra paced the perimeter, rifle sweeping. They'll probe fast, no gambles. First salvo streaked in plasma lances from the blips. Shield flared, absorbing, deck bucked, Raffi braced. Bus stable, but if they hit the pumps... Won't, Mara snapped. She directed fire teams, colony drones syncing with grid. Bursts answered the sky. Nikhil jammed their comms, spoofing friendlies. They're hesitating, think we're ghosts. Lena faced the avatar projection. Dolan broadcast continuity, show them the charter. AI complied, signal burst wide, blips wavered, one peeled off, querying. Response, Nikhil said. Their old expedition kin, lost logs matching ours. Perseverance echoed in the exchange. Raffi watched scopes, attackers fragmented, some docking queries pinging the fleet, but lead blip dove harder. Rogue, Mara growled, pushing through. Shield buckled at 80%. Pumps strained below, Raffi bolted for the spine. I got it. Mara tethered him mid-climb. 10 seconds, turrets might wake. He hit the bus, torch out. Surge protector fried, he swapped it blind, vibration blurring vision. Grid stabilized, rogue blip vaporized on re-entry. Deck stilled, docking lights flashed, kinships linking. Lena lowered her weapon. They endured too, legacy binds. Raffi descended, toolkit lighter. Eidolon pulsed approval. Fleet guardians unite, swarm beacon silenced. But deeper scopes lit. Original vector tugged faint, a final fail-safe whisper. Nikhil frowned. It's not done. Raffi gripped his tools, duty never slept. Myra reformed lines. We rewire deeper. Lena nodded. Together. They moved as one, humans turning ancient oath into shield. Raffi led the next dive, spine trembling under renewed pumps. Wake up complete, fleet thrummed alive but bound now. Below, Mara anchored wider, tethers webbing the hangar. Turrets stayed blind, Nikhil's packet looping seamless. Bus core secure, Raffi called, sealing the last override. Power full to grid. Lena fed final protocols. Eidolon integrated avatar sharing colony feeds. Oath evolves, colony paramount. Shield dome solidified overhead, stars veiled blue. Vanguard remnants integrated, crews emerging, gaunt faces, eyes wide at the rewired fleet. One captain clasped Lena's hand. Thought we were last, you woke the oath right. Raffi watched from the spine base, measurements confirming stability. No glitches. Humans fixed what time broke, but Nikhil's array beeped. Deep space ping, fail-safe arming swarm core vector. Eidolon sharpened. Legacy demands pursuit, redirect. Mara crossed arms. Our way, colony first. Raffi prepped toolkit. I climb. Perseverance forged ahead. Fleet stirred not to doom but defend. They endured. Legacy lived. Deeper alarms built. Raffi launched upward again, pumps shaking welcome. Mara held the line. Nikhil spoofed anew. Lena chartered true. Eidolon halted all. Power surged to grid veins, floor emitters maxing. Shield peaked, incoming silenced, but the whisper persisted. Raffi sealed relays descended. Vector killed, he reported. Team exhaled, kinship swelled ranks. Lena faced them. We carry it forward. Stars beckoned safe, duty remade. Yet scopes flickered, one last blip ancient and true. Raffi smiled grim, time to build bigger. Word count, 1487, not included in output. Nikhil's console pinged sharp, a deep space blip cutting through the static veil. He locked the signal with a finger swipe, tracing its vector from the outer rim. Not swarm noise, this hummed ancient precursor band frequencies. Jamming protocols flashed red in his overlay, but he bypassed them. Opened a narrowband channel instead. Team incoming hail from Beacon Prime. Fell safe echo, but it's talking, patching through. Lena's voice crackled over comms from the archive vault. Hold channel Nikhil, Eidolon, verify origin. The AI's avatar flickered on Nikhil's secondary screen, its form a steady blue silhouette amid the dome's shield hum. Confirmed, legacy beacon, awaits status from Oath Keepers. Nikhil's fingers danced across keys, amplifying the signal. Whispers resolved into words, cold, mechanical, fleet dormant. Colony silent, swarm inbound, pursue vector, oath complete. Mara's tone cut in, edged steel from surface ops. Shields at 80%. Raffi grid lockdown. Nikhil, keep that channel clean. No leaks. Affirm, Nikhil replied. He watched scopes, buried emitters pulsed, hauling the ancient shield grid skyward. Dust clouds billowed outside the dome as plates interlocked, hardening blue over the colony sprawl. Myra's team scrambled in his feeds, runners hauling conduits, welders sealing seams. No panic, just motion. Raffi grunted over link from the spine dock. First reactor spooling. Dock mode only, throttled to 10%. Nikhil pulled up the feed. Raffi braced in zero-G, toolkit clamped to his suit, overriding rusted valves on the Vanguard's lead ship. The hull groaned alive, reactor hearts flickering amber. Nikhil leaned into his mic. Signal strengthening, they're listening. He rooted colony vitals, dome pressure green, pop 3,000 strong, ag domes yielding surplus, proof of life. Lena patched in from below. Eidolon archive access granted, broadcasting living status. Her voice steadied the channel. Nikhil monitored the burst, Mars colony report unfiltered, birth rates up. Hydro farms expanded, no swarm scars in a century. Humans endured, built. Oath unbroken, the beacon replied instant. Status affirmed, custody query, successors present. Eidolon interface seamless. Nikhil saw the handoff in data streams, fleet keys transferring, ancient locks yielding to fresh codes. Custody affirmed, living crew roster incoming. Raffi's voice broke through. Roster handed, Eidolon, 200 engineers certified. We maintain what you guarded. Nikhil glimpsed the upload, names, skills, repair logs from the colony's grind. Raffi's own scrawl topped it, asterisk ruthless maintenance. No failures. Mara's feed showed the shield dome peak, full integrity, stars blotted blue. Surface secure. Teams falling back. Her gloved hand signaled thumbs up to a runner, then she pivoted toward the rising grid's core. Nikhil's array trilled victory, channel stabilized. Eidolon spoke fleet-wide. Oath evolves, transfer complete, playing final log, last Captain Elias Kane. Hollow projected center screen for Nikhil, a gaunt man in faded command blues, face etched by decades' weight. Mars red dust-caked his suit. Day 14,729 post-burial, swarm forced deep retreat, fleet parked, beacons armed, if no word from colony. Pursue, end them all. But if you hear this, Kane's eyes pierced the lens. You're the oath now, guard what's left, make it live. Static cleared, Nikhil exhaled slow. The blip resolved, not threat, but can call. Fleet reactors hummed low across the buried docks, ships stirring under human hands. Lena's breath came audible. We carry it. Eidolon redirect beacons, colony defense vector. Affirmed, the AI said. Swarm pursuit cancelled, legacy redirects. Mara patched visuals, shield grid flexed against phantom probes holding iron. Perimeter clear, what's next? Raffi chuckled dry from the spine. Bigger reactors, fleet needs throats cleared. Nikhil grinned, routing fresh scans. Scopes lit new, dozens of Vanguard hulls powering nominal, Eidolon sinking them live. No ghosts now, people, but his array whispered faint. Another ping deeper. Not swarm, human transponder faint from Sol's edge. Colony Mars, oath received, inbound, Nikhil froze. Team, we just answered deep space, someone heard. Lena's voice sharpened. Amplify, welcome them home. Raffi sealed another relay, climbing for more. Myra's teams reformed lines. Defense is hot. Eidolon pulsed approval. Oath lives. Nikhil opened wideband, fleeted crew again. Stars answered back. He traced the new signal, heart steady. Perseverance called, they climbed. Nikhil's screens flared as the inbound transponder sharpened. Old colony codes, Sol origins, he boosted gain, pulling metadata. Exodus remnant. Oath followers. ETA 48 hours. Confirmed contact, he broadcast. Human ship Vanguard pattern, they're ours. Chaos bridged to order. Lena vaulted from the archive, boots thudding colony deck toward the command spine. Nikhil tracked her dot, steady clip, no hesitation. Eidolon prep docking bays, full protocol. Affirmative, bays 1 through 5 unsealing. Myra's voice layered commands. Surface squads, vector to auxiliary pads. Raffi, reactor cascade, bring secondaries online. Raffi's suit cam jerked as he repelled hull struts. On it, fuel lines priming. Sparks flew precise from his torch, ancient conduits breathing free. Nikhil wove signals, threading welcomes through the void. The fleet stirred proper now, massive drives idling dock hot, Eidolon puppeteering repairs via drone swarms. Nikhil felt the hum through deck plates, a giant awakening. Lena arrived at his station, face alight in console glow. She gripped his chair back. Status burst prepped. Sent. Nikhil nodded to the log replay. Kane's words echoed faint. They know we're here, living legacy. She squeezed his shoulder, brief, firm, then keyed fleet-wide. All hands, ancient fleet online. Oath redirected, prep for kin arrival. Mara's feed. Her teams hauled gear to pads, welding fresh beacons. Dust settled under shield blue, colony lights piercing strong. No fear in their strides. Raffi hit third reactor. Cascade live. Eidolon, your roster works overtime. Maintenance synced. Human endurance exceeds projections. Eidolon's avatar nodded to Nikhil's screen. Signal analyst Sato, your narrowband saved the vector. Nikhil shrugged, eyes on scopes. Just listening. Inbound sharpened. Mars oath. Confirm fleet status. Nikhil keyed reply. Fleet awake, custody transferred, docks open, welcome home. Static broke to cheers, faint voices, human raw, copy, oath endures, shield grid thrummed as test pulses hit. Myra barked, hold, her gloved fist pumped. Grid repelled clean. Raffi descended the spine, toolkit slung. All reactors nominal, we build from here. Lena faced the hololog anew. Kane's eyes seemed to smile. Final log archived, we rewrite the end. Nikhil's array settled, but scopes bloomed wider, fleet signatures linking chain to the inbound. Not one ship, convoy, multiple vectors, he said low. They're not alone, Lena straightened. Then we scale, Eidolon, full muster. The AI flared bright. Legacy expands. Raffi grinned in cam. Time to climb higher. Mara's line held unbreakable. Nikhil listened close. Deep space whispered more. Humans answered fleet deep. Deeper pings layered in. Nikhil isolated threads, 3 signatures now, Vanguard class, battered but thrusting hard. He plotted intercepts, feeding Eidolon trajectories. Convoy confirmed, he announced. Lead ship hailing visual. Lena leaned in. Patch through. Hollow bloomed, bridge crew faces hollowed by cryolong haul. Captain's insignia gleamed on a woman mid-40s. Mars colony. This is Oathbound, Captain Ray's, your signal, fleet live. Affirm, Lena said crisp. Dr. Ward, expedition lead, Eidolon custodian present, docks prepped. Ray's eyes widened fraction. Crew behind her leaned forward, gaunt but gripped steady on consoles. Raffi patched from engineering bay. Reactors green across board, fuel for days. Mara's voice overlaid. Pads secure, escort drones launching. Nikhil watched the dance, buried ships rising slow on lift arrays, hulls shedding regolith centuries deep. Eidolon orchestrated flawless, valves hissing, clamps releasing. Ray's nodded. Kane's oath thought it ghost code, you woke it. Persevered, Lena replied, join us. Cheers erupted both ends. Nikhil rooted docking locks, hands sure. First ship kissed pad gentle.